Welcome to Conversations. I'm Muqtedar Khan, your host, and today I wanted to share with you something which is slightly amusing in the world of world politics. As you know, that Donald Trump is completely upturned the entire global economy and global politics, completely undermining the existing economic structures. WTO has become totally irrelevant. The structure of world politics, international institutions, the UN, NATO, all of them have been diminished. And he's using tariffs as a stick to beat the whole world with, and also to beat existing global structures with them. But one of the goals that Donald Trump has, not only to resuscitate America's declining industrial output, to also browbeat other countries into opening their markets for US exports, but Donald Trump also has a personal goal, which is to try and win the Nobel Prize. I think Donald Trump hates two American former presidents who are both Democrats very, very deeply. I think he hates Obama and he also hates Joe Biden. I think that he's a much better president in the fact that he came back to win again in 2024, literally forced Biden to stop running against him. So he thinks he has won against Biden, but he has not won against Obama. And so I think he basically suffers from an inferiority complex towards Barack Obama, who has a Nobel Prize. So it's important for Biden or for Trump to win a Nobel Prize so he can at least be on par with Trump. On par with Obama. Obama had joked about how he had won 2 terms, and yes, now Trump also has 2 terms. So I think he thinks if he can have a Nobel Prize. So his entire administration now is also launching a campaign to pressure the Nobel Prize Committee to give him a Nobel Prize. And they want to do that by projecting him as a peacemaker. So these are the 6 peace initiatives that he's taking credit for. One is Egypt and Ethiopia. So there were tensions there, and Donald Trump claims that by pressuring both sides, he brought them to the table. And so now there is a ceasefire between Egypt and Ethiopia. He feels that he has also abated the hostilities and tensions between Serbia and Kosovo. He has obviously brought about ceasefire between Rwanda and DRC in Africa. He has also just now precipitated a kind of a ceasefire between Cambodia and Thailand. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He also has another one now between Azerbaijan and Armenia. So they are coming to an understanding about certain territories in that region. And he also claims, this is the literally icing on the cake, that he completely stopped a rapidly escalating conflict, hot conflict between 2 nuclear powers, India and Pakistan. Pakistan has acknowledged his role and was the first country to nominate Donald Trump for the Peace Prize. But Donald Trump also claims that he brought about peace between Israel and Iran. I don't know in which universe that you would consider many times bombing between Iran and Israel as a ceasefire, but apparently the Trump administration and Donald Trump think that the so-called cessation of violence against Iran by these 2 nuclear powers is a form of ceasefire. But nevertheless, it does appear that the key to him potentially getting a ceasefire would be to have a ceasefire, to get a Nobel Prize would be to have a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine and a ceasefire in Gaza. And neither is happening. So one way in which he wants to get a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine is by getting India to do 2 things. One, to stop buying Russian oil and supporting Russian economy. And 2, he also wants India to acknowledge that Donald Trump played a role in the ceasefire, and the best thing that could happen to him is India also joins Israel and Pakistan in nominating Donald Trump for a Nobel Prize. But India is showing absolutely no sign of either acknowledging Donald Trump's role or nominating him for a Nobel Prize. And as long as there is no ceasefire, there is a genocide going on in Gaza perpetrated by Netanyahu and Israel using American money, American weapons, and also basically with American diplomatic support. So basically, what is happening is that these two guys who were so close friends of Donald Trump, that is Modi and Netanyahu, probably are the two reasons why Donald Trump may not win the Nobel Prize. So to me, it is kind of amusing that these two jokers are preventing Donald Trump, another joker, from winning the Nobel Prize. All of these people with their egos, their egomaniacal policies, their proclivities towards fascism, disregard for the suffering of the people. Not once has Modi told Netanyahu that this is not an era of war. Not once has he condemned the genocide that is ongoing in Gaza. Even though he claims to be the voice of the global south, you can see other countries all over the world distancing themselves from Israel, condemning it for what is going on there, calling for a ceasefire. So these three people, I find it quite amusing that they are in this kind of a circus of Nobel Prize. Let me tell you that if Donald Trump wins it, that would be the end of the Nobel Prize. No one will ever give a damn about who wins the Nobel Peace Prize because it would lose its value. If the Nobel Prize was a stock, and if they gave it to Donald Trump, it will become a junk bond. Thank you for watching Conversation. Take care. Until next time.